Hello and welcome to another video today brought to you by Marcus's Corner. I'm Marcus Boston. Got a cruise review here for you guys, and I'm going to talk a little bit about our trip to Europe. So what I want to first talk about is Renee and I, we had an opportunity to take that inaugural cruise for Symphony of the Seas. And right now, Symphony of the Seas through Royal Caribbean, that is the biggest cruise ship in the world right now. And so my wife and I, we were fortunate to take the initial voyage from Barcelona, Spain to Miami. And I want to go ahead and give you guys our thoughts, or my thoughts, on not only the ship itself, but our trip to Europe. So I'm going to talk about the ship first, and then if you want to stay with me, I'm going to give you a little bit of my thoughts on our travel to Europe. So we left out of Barcelona for Symphony of the Seas, and when we got on, boarding was really simple for us, because what happened is Renee had went on ahead and took our pictures and did a lot of that stuff on the front end, so we didn't have to do all of that with our cards. We didn't have to go up and take pictures. They already had our information in the system, and we were just able to do a quick check-in, and we were able to get right up on the ship. And when we got in, I mean, guys, we're talking about a beautiful ship. This ship, it looks really good on the inside. So I'm going to already come out and say, if you're thinking about taking this, cruising on this ship, go ahead. It's really worth it. But getting back to our coming in and everything like that, when you come into the main area, we were on deck 5 when we came in, and it was typically what you normally see. There were already employees, and there were already people there helping you, go to certain areas or what you were looking at. When we first got on, immediately to the left, there's like this little bionic bar area that's there. And what it is it's a robotic arm. And while you're coming on, if you want to go ahead and get that party started with drinks, the bionic arm, you give them your card and everything and let them know what you want, and the arm, it goes and it actually makes the drink for you. And so that was really awesome to see something like that. In my opinion, now the drinks were not that strong, but it was still a very interesting, and it was really a fun experience. So from there, what we did is we went to our staterooms, and by the time we got there, I've been on cruises in the past, and it's taken a long time to get your bags and all of that. None of that was with this one. I mean, when we got to our rooms, our bags were already there, and we just had a balcony suite for this one, and the room was spacious. I mean, we had space there. The balcony was decent size. Sometimes you can have balconies that are, kind of cramped. We didn't run into any of that. There were the two, we had the two lounge chairs out there, and then of course, you had some, you had a little, little thing for your feet, so you put your feet up, and I think there was even a little table, I believe, out there too. But all in all, the room was good. The shower, bathroom, there was some space there. Nice closet space, because this was a 10+ day cruise. Closet space was really important. Drawers, dresser drawers and things like that was really important. So all in all, I would say the room, on the balcony side, it was really good. We were also kind of towards the back. We were on the on deck 6, and so we were kind of close to the Johnny Rockets, and we were kind of close to the carousel and all that stuff at the back. So you can hear some of that at night. But overall, it was really good. We didn't have too many problems. So from there, let's see, we've already did boarding, we've done the cabin. Let's just get to the ship itself. What did I think of the ship? I already kind of alluded to the fact that the ship is beautiful. On the outside, you've got 2 slides that you can work on. I mean, they've got they've got one that's kind of just, kind of twists you around, and there's one that kind of does a little toilet bowl kind of thing on it. Both of these are the wet slides, and they are very fun. At the back of the ship, they have a dry slide, that's what I call it, but it's a huge slide, and the little name of it escapes me right now, but it's a really huge slide. I did not do it, I didn't do it. I just didn't do that one, but I did do the 2 water slides, had a blast doing them. In addition to that, of course, you still have the front part of the ship where, you know, if you just kind of want a little bit of peace and quiet and no children or anything like that, you've got that area up there. In addition to that, I would also like to say that there were a lot of hot tubs on this cruise. I mean, I saw quite a few hot tubs, and you know, sometimes that can be an issue trying to find, you know, hot tubs if you're into that. But for us, we didn't have any problems. The hot tubs were clean. Like I said, guys, you know, the ship is pretty much brand new. You know, it had already done some Mediterranean cruises and stuff like that, but when we got on, I mean, the ship, it's still, as of right now, it was very clean. There were no problems on that end. Towards the back of the ship, that's where, of course, you have a lot of the outdoor games, you know, the little putt-putt golf, your zip line is back there, of course, basketball court, the wave rider thing, you know, rock climbing, all of that is kind of towards the back of the ship. We had an opportunity to participate in, you know, in some of the outdoor activities, and we had a blast there with that. From the outside, what else do I have next? Oh, for those who may like the casino, of course, the casino was very nice. You know, you got to understand that you're doing the casino, you're going to run into some issues when we come, you know, when we deal with smoking and things like that, because you can't smoke in the casino. But for the, you know, for the most part, people were having fun, and the dealers did seem to be helpful for individuals who may not have understood the games or, you know, had some questions about things. So all in all, if, you know, if you're a gambler and you like that aspect of everything, the casino was pretty good. Also, we're going to now move from the casino to some of the shows. Hairspray was on there. That was, you know, a lot of people had a lot of positive reviews about that. Because this was a transatlantic, some of the outdoor, you know, some of the water show things, they were canceled because we kind of ran into some rough sea during the trip. So some of those were canceled. They rescheduled some. So for the most part, there were a lot of shows, a lot of things to do if this is your first time cruising and things like that. And this particular cruise, you had to make sure that you did reservations if you wanted to see a show. So you could, you know, pull up the app, you could do your reservation. If you did not have a reservation, I believe that there was a line that you could you could still wait in line, and as long as, you know, there was still room left, if someone had booked a reservation, but let's say they didn't show up, then, you know, you could go ahead and go on. So all in all, on that end, you know, the ship had plenty of things to do. You know, so if you're kind of wondering, well, you know, you on a ship for a long time, you know, are there things to do? Yes, there are plenty of activities for you to do. Now we're going to move to, I had to talk quickly about shows. I would like to talk about eating. Yeah, last thing, eating. Eating is very important. A lot of people want to know about the food. In my opinion, I thought that the food on here was really good. I mean, we're talking really good. The main dining, in my opinion, was really, you know, we had no problems with it. I'm going to give shout outs now immediately to Felicia and Dinesh. They were our servers in the main dining room. They did a magnificent job. It's amazing how, you know, they remember what you want. They kind of get an idea of, you know, what you like, what you don't like, helping you out if you know, if you have questions about the menu, making suggestions as to things that maybe, you know, that you might be interested in. So main dining was good. Windjammer was good. I went to Windjammer, my wife and I, we had breakfast there a lot of the mornings. You know, of course, you could have the main dining area too. That was good. The eggs, you know, one thing I will say is the omelet situation. My wife loves omelets, and they did not seem to have a lot of omelet stations. So that was, you know, and I think there was some other people kind of talking about that too. They already had some pre-made omelets out, but, you know, if you wanted an omelet, you know, they did not have that many stations for that. But for me, I'm pretty laid back with things. You know, it doesn't really take much for me. So the food was on the up and up. So, you know, oh, one other thing I will say before I go ahead and I wrap up my thoughts on the ship. This was our first transatlantic cruise, and you know, this cruise, I believe it was 12 days, you know, something like that, 12, 13 days. What we did notice is there were a lot more older people on this cruise. And so we did have some individuals that we talked with. You know, I'm still hanging on, but I'm still in my 30s. And there were some individuals who were around our age and younger. They did have some concerns because you were cruising with a older crowd in general. And so you just gotta kind of understand that if if you're looking for the big party type of atmosphere or a little bit on that end, a lot of these transatlantic cruises, they may not be the thing for you, just because there is, it's a long time, and a lot of times, people can't take that many days off from work. So I just want to make sure that you understand that, if you're kind of looking for that, because we did run into some individuals who were having a kind of a hard time with the cruise because it was a lot of older people. My wife and I, we really kind of don't care. We're going to have fun, but for some people that is a big deal. Seeing a lot of wheelchairs and things like that. So I just want to make sure that you kind of understand that if you're going for that might not. Now again, I'm just saying based on what we saw with our experience with it, but you just kind of want to understand that might be an issue. So all in all, what do I think of Symphony of the Seas? I think that it is an amazing ship. If you are looking to book this cruise, go ahead. I mean, if you're looking to book this ship, go ahead. The crew was amazing on this one. I mean, and I forgot to give a shout out to Bayou too, who was our cabin steward. I mean, these three people, Felicia, Dinesh, Bayou, they were amazing when it came to this cruise. I mean, they did a really good job. And at the specialty places, Johnny Rockets had a nice good friend at Johnny Rockets also. The specialty places, the crew was very helpful there. We were able to see a lot of pool boys and and pool girls or whatever, whoever you would call, bringing out the drinks and all of that. There were plenty of individuals like that who would help you, if you want water or you want the drink of the day or whatever. On past cruises, we've had some issues with that. Nothing like that on this cruise. All in all, I will say that if you're looking again to book Symphony of the Seas, go right ahead. I don't think that you are going to be disappointed. All right, now I'm going to quickly move to the Europe part of our trip. So to do all of this, I think we ended up taking about 23 days off to be able to do this, because we initially flew into Amsterdam. From Amsterdam, we went to Brussels to Paris, then Paris to Barcelona. Just a quick word about all of these places. Amsterdam, if you're thinking about going there and visiting, amazing. I mean, amazing. That was the highlight of the trip for me. And I'm not saying that just because of, they've got the, how can we say it, the lively things that you can smoke and all of that. No, I'm not saying it because of that. It has some amazing people there. There are some amazing sights. Just experiencing it. Amsterdam was amazing. The canal rides, the Heineken Museum, that you could see that there. Just a bunch of stuff. Brussels, we went to Brussels. We were there for a day. We were supposed to go to the auto museum that was there, but our flight ended up getting canceled, so some of our Brussels trip got cut short. But from what we were able to see, amazing city. We were able to get, I believe the beer is called Chimmy. We were able to have that beer, which was really good. The eating was really good there. Again, I'm greedy. Eating was really good, so we were able to enjoy our time there. From Brussels to Paris, we stopped in Paris, took the train to Paris. We couldn't spend a lot of time in Paris because we really weren't supposed to go to Paris, but because our flight got canceled, we had to move some things around. But from what we were able to see quickly of Paris, amazing city, a lot of people, but amazing city. The architecture of the buildings. My wife and I, we would definitely be going back. We weren't able to see the Eiffel Tower and and some of the other things. We weren't able to see that on this time around, but we were able to enjoy ourselves And finally, of course, Barcelona. We got to Barcelona. We brought a little rain with us with Barcelona. You can't go wrong there. We stayed at one of the Hiltons there at Barcelona, right near the beach and everything. Beautiful city. So, if you're thinking about taking a trip to Europe, we were afraid. We didn't know what to expect with our trip to Europe just because, had never been. And, sometimes, you read things and you see some things on TV and all that. I would say, don't pay attention to that. Go ahead, do it for yourself. Make your own conclusion. Be able to see and analyze things and, do it for yourself, and then you can come to your own conclusion. Initially, we were worried because of the fact that, we don't speak the language. We speak Dutch, and, you got French, and you got a whole bunch of other languages, there, Spanish and things like that, and we don't know these languages, but we were still able to move around. People, believe it or not, were really helpful, with us, helping us move around, get to the trains and, airport and all of that. So, if you're in the United States and you're kind of worried about doing something like that, I say go ahead and go for it, because you want to be able to make up your own mind and you want to be able to create your own memories about things. All right, guys, I know this is a very long video and I'm going to have a doozy editing this, but I wanted to just give you my thoughts on our trip to Europe and Symphony of the Seas. Like I said, it's a very good ship. You won't go wrong if you are looking to go that way. All right, that's going to be it for today's video. If you're still with me at the end, I'm going to ask you to give me a thumbs up and remember to subscribe to Marcus's Corner. All right, that's going to be it. I'll see you next time. Peace.